First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Masters. Oh, there are a lot of incidents here at the Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sajia Zengkong, homage to the 16th Dharma King Karmapa, and homage to Master Dukden Darji, and homage to the true jewels of the altar, and homage to the main deity of Homa today, the golden mother of the primordial Jetpan, Simu Duten Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, temple directors, all participants here and also over the internet, and our participating VIPs today. There are many of them. From the Executive UN, the future representative of the Taipei mission in Sweden, Ambassador Daniel Liao and Mrs. Liao. The Chief Secretary of Taiwan, Mr. Tsang and Mrs. Tsang. The legislator from Nantou County. The future representative of the Taipei mission in Sweden, Ambassador Daniel Liao and Affairs Section Head, Ms. Wu Yanling. From Nantou County Government, the Civic Bureau Religion Department Head, Mr. Zheng Guoyuan. And from the Civic Affairs, Mr. Zhang Jianguo. From Tainan City Council, Mr. Cai Wangquan, Guoyuan. And from the Civic Affairs, Mr. Zhang Jianguo. From the Puzi branch, the Sheriff, Su, and the Chief Hong and the Chief Huang, and Director Chen. The Law Advisors to the True Buddha Foundation, Mr. Zhuo Zhongsan, Mr. Luo Reliang, and Ms. Huang Yiqing. Asian Institute of Management in Hong Kong, Professor Li Dachen and Mrs. and the Scholars Group of True Buddha School. There are so many professors. Please stand up together. Professors and PhDs. And the Secretary for the TACO office in Seattle, Ms. Zhuang Zhujing from Seattle. From the Secretary to the Director Chin, and the President of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society, Master Chang Ren, Zhuang Zhujing from Seattle. From the Secretary, the Vice President of the Xiaoying Sisters Association, Ms. Chen, and the representative to the legislators, Xi Zijie, Mr. Chen and group, and the candidate for the Kaohsiung City Legislator, Mr. Zhong, and the representative to the legislators, Xi Zijie, Mr. Chen and group, and Limited Limited Company, the General Manager, Ms. Yang, and the Board of Directors, Ms. Tsang. 七力经络 Club, Miss Liu. Qi Li Jingluo Club, Miss Liu. So the senior from my college, Mr. and Mrs. Zhang. A new star in the music group, Miss Tian. A notable entrepreneur from Hong Kong that took Kenneth Loy and the Latin in the music group, Miss Tian. A notable entrepreneur and the president of the Tattoo Culture of Indonesia, Mr. Arjun Chen, and producers for the Dokchen Great Perfection Dharma, Hevajra, and development stages of Tankayana, the producers Master Lian Yue. And MC or host Dharma Sister Pei Jun. From CTI TV Taiwan, producers for the 给你点上心灯 Dharma Sister Rebecca 徐雅琪。And we would like to offer our gratitude to the Vice President of Taiwan, Mr. Wu Tun-yi, for sending the bouquet, and the legislator Wu Yiren for sending the flower bouquet to welcome His Holiness to return to Taiwan to propagate Buddha Dharma. And also Mr. Wu Tun-yi for sending the bouquet, and the legislator Wu Yiren for sending the flower the Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple, and also Malaysia Kaohsiung Limited, and also from Hong Kong the Dokchen Center Limited, which is the 10 Directional Chapter, or Lotus Light Charity Society of Hong Kong. They also donated a statue of Golden Mother, 16-year-old Golden Mother Limited, which is the 10 Directional Chapter, or Lotus Light Charity Society of Hong Kong. They also donated Lotus Light Charity Society of Hong Kong under Master Changren. And there are many other VIPs who did not register themselves, and I hope that they would in the future. So good afternoon, everybody. How do you do? And I hope that they would in the future. So good afternoon, everybody. How do you do? Setting the boundary using the Vajrabella and scepter. The, what do you call that? The pallet inside the bell. It's like the little pallet inside the ball, inside the bell. It fell. What do you call that? The pallet inside the bell. the pallet fell to the ground. And True Buddha School has not quite started then. But as soon as it fell off, I got guidance from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that it meant that True Buddha School has been set. But as soon as it fell off, I got guidance from the Buddhas and this time the palette, how do I explain that? And Golden Mother sitting behind me said that the palette, how do I explain that? In her outfit and appearance is rarely found in the world. So she wanted to show us that she's here, she's sitting here. So we should keep this as a memoir, that this has been settled, that she has settled here, and we cannot find the same kind of Golden Mother here. I mean, anywhere else in the world. Most image of Golden Mother is either really old, like an obasan, like an old lady, including her two attendants are not maidens, but more like a huge old maids. So most people are in the opinion that Golden Mother would be old and serious, but Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple's Golden Mother is young and lively and beautiful and wearing a modern outfit but Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple's Golden Mother is young and lively and beautiful. There's something very special about her, that the young Golden Mother, that inside her body include the lineage root guru sariras or relics, and the lineage root guru's Dharma robe, that inside her body include the lineage root guru sariras or relics, and also sariras or relics of the 16 Dharma King Karmapa, and also from the Kanten Temple of Tibet, Guru Tsongkhapa's Kachanka, and also from the Kanten Temple of Tibet, Guru Tsongkhapa So that's for the big statue and also the small statue of the young Golden Mother here. So this is the small statue of the young Golden Mother. And this is for the young Golden Mother here. So this is the small statue of the magazine or the ads in the True Buddha News on how to obtain a small statue of the young Golden Mother. So we have a big statue and a small statue. So if you make donation to Sung Yen Lu Foundation, you can obtain one of these. This is so beautiful. Because she's here, so she had to show us and let the palette of the Vajra bell fell off. And she's been here for a while, and now she's seated right here on the altar. Actually, this deity is very responsive, because when I was at the Taiwan Lei Tsang temple, I give blessings on the heads to the disciples, and I realized that the Golden Mother that descended was the young and divine and goddess-like Golden Mother, and sometimes to the disciples, and I realized that the Golden Mother that descended was the young wearing red. So before she wore the red layered skirt, she's come to the Seattle Lei Tsang temple and to give blessings to the disciples many times, not just once. And most disciples from Seattle knew layered skirt. She's come to the Seattle Lei Tsang temple and to give blessings to the disciples many times. At that time, she came to Seattle Lei Tsang temple and blessed disciples. And later on, she changed her outfit to become. She wore red skirts, dress, and then she came in her red dress or skirts. Very grand, very glorious. And later on, she changed her outfit to become. She wore red skirts, dress, and then she came. A cane is even more beautiful than this statue here. Grandmaster has a very high taste for beauty, and the young Golden Mother Grandmaster has a very high taste for beauty. That's what I saw, right? So, Golden Master Changren, Golden Mother is truly young and youthful and beautiful, but her spirit, her Master Changren, Golden Mother is truly young and youthful and beautiful, it's impossible to put into words. It's hard to describe her. And her Dharma power is truly perfect and supreme. So today, by attending the Homa and receiving the empowerments, is cannot be found elsewhere. So now, do you understand? Do you get it? It's incomparable. It's unbeatable. That for the past 40 years, I highly revere Golden Mother, and I have said it before that Golden Mother is Grandmaster Lu's cell phone or handphone. What? That's strange. That means that she's always with the Grandmaster Lu. That at night, in bed, I have to take a look at her, and as soon as I wake up, I have to take a look at her. Always with the Grandmaster Lu. That at night, inseparable, always together, and this is called the yogic response or spiritual union or spiritual response. So if the deity, the personal deity or yidam that you practice would be like your handphone or cell phone, and you never let it drop to the ground or fall into. So if the deity, the personal deity or yidam that you practice would be like your handphone, and that would be your cell phone or handphone, right? So your yidam is your cell phone. If you know to be together with your yidam, that you take a look at her at night before bed and right when you wake up, and you're always together and you speak with the yidam is your cell phone. If you know to be together with your yidam, that you take a look at her response or yoga. So that's an analogy for the spiritual union. So your yidam is your cell phone. You always care for your handphone and you cannot live without it, and you're always together. And at any moment you always take a look at it. And this is called spiritual union or yogic response. Yidam is your cell phone. You always care for your handphone and you cannot live without it, and you're always together. And at any moment you're Japanese master here. Do you understand? It's nice meeting you. Let's go. So a Japanese call a taxi to go to the airport. And there's a Toyota passed by. And the Japanese said, "Oh, Toyota, it's made in Japan and it drives by fast." And then there's a Honda passing by. Honda is also made in Japan and it drives really fast. And then there's a Nissan also passed by. Oh, it's Nissan made in Japan, it's really fast. And then they got to the airport and the driver asked him for $2,000. And then he asked, "Why is it so expensive? It's a short distance." And the driver said, because my meter is made in Japan. It's really fast. So let me tell you, if you have gained spiritual union with your yidam, then really fast you would have perception of it. You would have sensation of it. That Grandmaster has gained spiritual union with the yidam, that in a split of a second, with the snap of a finger, of the fingers of it, you would have sensation of it. That in the spirit world, coming and going is really fast, really swift. So once you gain spiritual union, then your responses are really swift, really fast, and really powerful. Great power would be generated. And this is a joke. There's a Korean and a Japanese asking God. The Korean asks, when will Korean's economy improve? And God replied to the Korean, in 50 years. And the Korean cried, I would never see it in my life. And then God told the Japanese, and your economy will take 100 years. And the Japanese also cried and said, oh, I will never see it in my life. And then God took a look at the Brazilian, and God cried, and God said that he would never see it in his life. Anyone from Brazil here? Yeah? Sorry about that. And God said that he would never see it in his life. Anyone from Brazil here? Yeah? Economy is very important for Taiwan's economy to fly. Now it's election time. Have you seen the 3 presidential candidates? Have they talked about their economic policy? How to improve Taiwan's time? Have you seen the 3 presidential candidates? Have they talked? Please raise your hand. Just one person? They talked about it in their speech, but it's never in the media or newspaper. But let me tell you, Taiwan's economy is very important. Taiwan's economy has to improve. I still remember, but I cannot say which president. When he was campaigning, he kept saying about striving for the economy. Did you see that? Yes. But now, how is it? won't say. The economy. Did you see that? Yes. But now, how is it? You or your economy is prosper. Don't let us wait 50 years so that we won't see it in our lifetimes. So this is a very important policy. So the three presidential candidates should talk about their economic policy and also the policy for the society, for the foreign affairs. So this is a very important policy. So the three presidential candidates should talk about their economic policy and all the two regions. So all they fight for is popularity but not economy. So but once you present your policies and then it can be accepted by everybody, then they would elect for you. But none of this presidential candidate popularity but not economy. So but once you present your policies and then it so there's a presidential campaign in Taiwan, but the three presidential candidates, they don't talk about social economy policies or the internal affairs or the foreign affairs or the in Taiwan, but the three presidential candidates, they don't talk about social economy. My campaign, my words for the campaign. So I need to see the policies before I can elect. But you never express any of those policies. So how can we elect, right? Do you think that's right? Yes. So never express any of those policies. So how can we elect, right? Do you think that's right? Yes. Your policies or your plans, then we know how to vote. And then once you're elected, then you have to apply your policies and put them into reality, make them reality. So upon my return, I have to express my view, apply your policies and put them into reality, make them reality. So and competitions, but we should actually strive for better economy. So prosperity or being prosperous is not just it's not just words of mouth, but it's something that we have to put into practice. So prosperity or being prosperous, fortune teller was hit by the client. Why? Because the fortune teller said, what are you trying to tell? But in Chinese it sounds like, what the hell are you? It's kind of a deriding kind of remark. But knowledgeable people has to be smart and wise. For Taiwan to get better, we have to strive for better economy, and so that every citizen is prosperous. So you need to express your policies, but I haven't seen any until now. Only 2 people have a little bit of knowledge about it. But nobody else did. But only 2 people raised their. Only 2 people have a little bit of knowledge about it. Truth. But this is about misunderstanding joke. Oh, a tattoo master was beaten. Oh, and someone wanted a tattoo of a dragon, but a dragon in the mahjong is a different thing. It's like the whole card in a sequential number. Beaten. Oh, and someone wanted a tattoo of a dragon, but a dragon in the mahjong. So the 3 presidential candidates should clearly explain their economic policies, and then how to make Taiwan's economy prosper so that everyone is explain their economic policies, and then words that express here could be put to good use by the presidential candidates, so that they can write how to make every Taiwanese prosper, so that everybody knows. So that they can write how to make every Taiwanese prosper. Nice? And the husband said, yes. Because your ugliness is not related to your hair. But let me tell you. So there are 3 candidates for president and vice president campaigning, and I haven't seen it. But let me tell you. So there are 3 cultural, national, and the politics with mainland China, the defense. I haven't seen any of those. So if I have, only until I see them that I would vote for that, right? So the presidential election these days is not related to the people. Why? Because you haven't even present your policies. Because we don't vote for those who are more beautiful or younger, or the man or the woman, because we should vote for the policies. If these 3 presidential candidates don't show any of their policies, then I will not vote. But my vote is very sacred. don't show any of their policies, then I will not vote. Living Buddhas in Taiwan, not just me, but my vote would be very sacred, and whom this vote would go to, it depends on the policies, and especially a policy how to better Taiwan's economy and to make every Taiwanese prospered, and whom this vote would go to, it depends on the policies. And in the book that there are lots of disadvantages drinking wine. You will have hypertension, diabetic, and kidney problems, and liver problems, and you will have to have dialysis. And when I get home, I drink 3 cups of sorghum wine, and because I'm diabetic, and kidney problems, and liver problems, and you will have to have dialysis. And when I campaign, so this is also related to the election. So by not reading a book, will that mean that you will not be affected by the alcohol? That's why. So this is also related to the election. So by not reading a book, it's not that when they speak, there are lots of people, that means that person is popular and then we vote for that person. No. Or the one with the highest poll, then you vote for that. No. Person is popular and then we vote for that person. No. Or so the knowledgeable people should see what their resolutions are, what they will do to the country and the people, and then that would be the real thing to vote for. So you elect the one with capabilities, so that because I haven't seen any of their policies, so that's why I have to express my opinions here. Don't think that we are not involved in this, because you're a monk and you're a renunciate and you are not amidst the society. Why do you care? But this is my country and I'm here. Because Seng Yen Lu is still a citizen of Republic of China, Taiwan. So I'm still a citizen of. Because Seng Yen Lu is still. Someone replied fast. A man asked a marriage counselor. Oh, this joke is. When I get home, the dog is barking and my wife is getting me my sandals. But now, when I get home, the wife is When I get home, the dog is barking, and no matter what, whether it's the dog or the wife who bring you the sandals, as long as there's someone bring me my sandals, but I'd rather have the dog bark at me rather than my wife. Are you sleepy? As long as there's someone bring me my sandals, but I'd rather have the dog. I'm a gentleman nowadays. Every night I would make smooth bed, and then help her get into bed, and as she lay in bed, I cover her with a blanket, and then I help her get in. In this world, I love you the most. And then let me sing a lullaby, and then you enter into sleep. And then when she falls asleep, I would say good night and leave. Let me sing a lullaby, and then you enter into sleep. And then when she... So you're not above everybody. You're the servant to the people. You have to serve the people. So I'm getting better. I'm nicer and nicer to Simu these days, right? Simu said, "Oh, I'm too shy to say." It's true. A man is getting a haircut and asks the barber, "Why is that dog keep looking at him?" And the barber said, "Because sometimes I cut off someone's ear, so the dog's waiting for that." That's an impossible thing to happen. The boss asked the salesman, "So is the customer's response good?" That's an impossible thing to happen. The boss asked the... So I should shut up too. But what I said today are the real truth. It's the real concept. Everybody can see clearly. We need real truth. It's the real concept. Every one of us here at the Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple, that all of our wisdom is very good, and the Buddha Dharma that we practice is real and authentic. that all of our wisdom is very good, and the Buddha Dharma that we and our attainments are also very authentic, very real. We don't cheat or lie to people. And true Buddha school talks about truth. We don't cheat or lie to people. Sensations, and many people would gain spiritual unions, and many people would gain great attainments or great siddhi. As long as you earnestly practice true Buddha Tantric Dharma, you are destined to have attainments. You need to persevere and great siddhi. As long as you earnestly practice true Buddha Tantric Dharma, you are destined to have attainments. So I welcome all of you next Saturday. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.